Bill Hitchcock, boy, fantastic program to get out to. Today is Monday, February 24th. We're going to talk about this past weekend, because this past weekend along the coast of North Carolina, the fishing was ballistic, particularly the bluefin tuna fishing. And we're going to get into the fishing report in a lot of detail. Well, can't go in complete detail because there were so many bluefin tunas caught, primarily between the Carteret County area up to the Outer Banks. But we got some big ones and we got a lot of them. And we also have a very interesting one. I'm pointing to it. I don't know if you can see it from there. There was, it's gone viral, shall we say, a bluefin tuna that was supposedly caught out of the surf. We're going to talk about that. And warming waters, the seawater surface temperatures, beach water temperatures are starting to move up. We're going to show you January, February, and March what's going on and show you the great transition that's happening, which is going to greatly affect our fishing and the weather. All right, let's get on to it. Let's talk about this very first thing that tickles me. This came up. There's a guy, there's a bluefin tuna, there's the beach. And the implications that he caught this bluefin tuna out on Hatteras Island in the Outer Banks over this past weekend. I got this picture, saw this picture at OBX Fishing, the Facebook page, and I highly encourage you go to that Facebook page, OBX Fishing. This is where I saw this, and people were asking, did you catch that in the surf, or did it wash up on the surf? Did you catch it with that rod and reel? If you did, how come we don't really see any marks? Oops, see some tire marks right there. What's going on? Well, we're going to talk about that. There's a big yes that it could happen, and there's also a lot of I don't know about this one. Let me show you what I'm talking about. About 20 years ago, a gentleman down in Ocean Isle, North Carolina, Ocean Isle Beach, which is right by the South Carolina line. I guess you can see over my shoulder Myrtle Beach and Wilmington and all that kind of stuff, was surf fishing and caught a yellowfin tuna out of the surf. This is about 15, 20 years ago as my memory goes, so that means it was either yesterday or 30 years ago, but it did happen. Also, there was a bluefin tuna that was caught, this is a fascinating one, in Archers Creek. Archers Creek in Carteret County, it's right behind Emerald Isle. It's right here. I'm showing you on a map, probably circling it. And that's an interesting catch of a bluefin tuna back there, because that's not where they're supposed to be. And Archers Creek in particular is shallow. If bluefin tuna was swimming in there, he probably had his belly all scratched up with oysters. So, but there are a lot of trout and drum, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, there in Archers Creek. That was about 10, 12 years ago. Bluefin tuna caught there. Now the plot thickens. This is where we can get into the factual part. I worked with a gentleman. His name was Jim Ban. He was with North Carolina Sea Grant. Unfortunately, he passed away about 10, 11 years ago. I worked with him on a lot of things with television programs, and particularly through the Tag a Giant Bluefin Tuna Conservation Series. He helped us while we were doing that. He told me that, this is, oh boy, maybe 30 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, Jim told me that he was on the beach somewhere, I believe around Avon, when he got a telephone call that there's a bluefin tuna on the beach. Someone didn't catch it, it was there. And so he hopped in his truck, he was on the beach, zipped on up there, and yes, indeed, he did find a bluefin tuna. And not only that, it was alive. So, did it beach itself? Evidently so, because no one was claiming that they caught it. So is it possible for a bluefin tuna to be snagged off the beach? Yes, but I'll throw in this caveat. Then let's go back here. That bluefin tuna looks like it weighs like 150, 200 pounds. It's difficult to tell. I don't know the size of the gentleman, but a bluefin tuna can swim 25, 30 plus miles an hour. And if you got 200 pounds swimming at 30 miles an hour and you're standing there on the beach, let's just say you will feel it. So will your rod. That's not set up for this type of thing. But the real giveaway, by the way, with this particular thing that's gone viral, let me see if I can go to it. And again, I saw this on OBX fishing Facebook page. He says, a tuna on the beach? If only. So we can logically deduce, or I guess it's logically deduced, that he did not catch that rod and reel out of the beach, that they trucked that out there from a prior catch, and they're just having a little bit of fun with this big bluefin tuna on the beach. Don't know, don't care, but there's that's what's going on. Well, let's get back into the fishing report. Let me pick up my little iPad thing and my eyeballs. God almighty, I love getting old. So we talked about the, by the way, and there's a lot of anomalies happen when you're fishing. If you've been fishing long enough, you're going to realize or experience some weird things. I've caught barracuda not once but twice with a cast net in Bogue Sound in the Gales Creek, Broad Creek area. I've caught squid in a cast net in the same area. I have seen mola mola or sunfish, those big, interesting looking with a big old eye fish near the Atlantic Beach Bridge. They've washed up dead at Cape Lookout. So strange things do happen. Never discount or poo-poo something just because it's out of the ordinary, because it is the ocean, it is the water. Strange things do happen. Now let's go up to Hatteras. I want to play this video for you. Longer day sport fishing charters out of Teach's Lair Marina. Look at this bluefin.
Woo! Look at that fish. Boy. Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, right. That's a big fish. God damn, that's the biggest one. Yeah, it is. That's the replacement.
And congratulations to Longer Days Sport Fishing Charters out of Teach's Lair with that bluefin tuna. They caught many, many more. Also, Done Deal Sport Fishing. Take a look at this. They're also out of Teach's Lair. And they said, I love this. Listen, this was last Sunday, yesterday, I believe it was. He says, great day on the water. Finished with 12 releases, plus our 70-inch bluefin in the box and a bonus blackfin. Done Deal Charters. Let's Captain BC. You can see the picture here of, yet again, we keep hearing about Captain BC with his catch. So let's get off of that. By the way, some other things have been going on up in Hatteras. It's not all just bluefin, although there's plenty of them, big ones, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But other fishing's been going on. Frank and Fran's, the fisherman's friend out of Avon, North Carolina, reports down at Ramp 55, which is south beach of Hatteras. Drum over the weekend, so I'm glad to hear that. Let's move on down to the Crystal Coast. Boom, look at that big old fish. That's a 890-pound bluefin tuna. This is being reported by Chase and Tail Bait and Tackle out of Atlantic Beach. Once you cross the high-rise bridge of Atlantic Beach, the first business on your right is going to be Miller Music. The second one's going to be Chase and Tail. And as I recall, it was last December where that 930-pound bluefin that Chase and Tail reported on. It was Zachary Willis, Trey Buck, and Damian Morgan. It was his birthday. Congratulations, landed this monster in less than 2 hours. Double Down out of Morehead City. That's who you're looking at right now. Buck Nasty Fishing Charters out of Morehead, out of the Crystal Coast area. Black Drum, come back here. Black Drum and Sheepshead. Now I want to show you this. This picture I'm showing you came from David Smith. It was at the Atlantic Beach NC Locals and Friends Facebook page. What he is showing here is salpa or sea grapes. It's a barrel shape. Now hold on. Gonna sound technical or scientific right here. Planktonic tunicate in the family Salpidae. And I'm not going to try to say that again because I probably really butchered it. But that's what is washed up on the beach in Atlantic Beach right now. And strange things happen, like mangrove seed pods will wash up. I've seen them almost every other year on the beach in Atlantic Beach. coconuts wash up on the beach, Shackford banks, bogue banks, particularly after hurricanes. So again, like with the fish, you never know what's going to happen. Well, that just reminds me, after hurricanes, you used to hear a lot about like African pompano showing up in strange places. And an African pompano can be like 20, 25 pounds, like a normal looking pompano. So weird things do happen. Now, I want to get into the part that it gets me all excited. If you watch the program very often, you know that I like talking about sea surface temperatures. And particularly this time of year, because it's a transition time of year, just like the weather. Heck, we just had up in the Raleigh-Durham and northeastern part of North Carolina snow. A week later, it's like 70 degrees. We're transitioning, and so is the water. This is sea surface temperatures of January. Now, just take a look at this. A couple of things to highlight here is that these, and I'm sorry that white, it didn't come through, this cloud cover more than likely, but you can look at this blue here. It's in the 40s and lower 40s, and this is one of the reasons why the bluefin tuna activity is doing great, because you can see a great divergence in water temperatures from the 40s going up to the 70s. And one thing I want to highlight, it's not necessarily just the sea surface temperatures that are attracting or detracting the fish. These also show current flow. Like this is the Gulf Stream flow right there. And with these different current flows which come together very, very closely, very, very tightly, you get different types of vegetation and plankton in the water, which attracts different types of bait fish. And that's why the bluefin tuna are here. They're feeding off of menhaden, they're feeding off of spots, they're feeding off of croakers, they're feeding off of anything. But this is what, these are streams, these are alleyways. Anyway, that's January. Now, let's take a look at this month, February. Okay, now we're starting to see things warm up. Instead of 40s, we're getting up into the 50s. Pay attention to this cold water that's now wrapped around Hatteras. It was down here. It's going to migrate on up. This warm waters are going to continue to go in to the beach in between Cape Hatteras and Cape Lookout. And look, down here in Onslow Bay, it's starting to eke on in. That was January before. This is February this year. Now I'm going to show you March of last year. This is what's about to happen here along the coast of North Carolina. It is about to change radically. Boom, look at that. The sound water's back here. We're in the 50s. We're in the 50s, around 60 degrees. And if you see, look in the head ends of the waterways here, they're getting even warmer. You see these waters are here. These waters now are also, they're like 60 degrees, and up in the creeks and the inlets and all, it's getting warmer. So within, and let me show you this video just real quick. It's like a 3-second video of all 3 months, January, February, March together. Watch this. It goes from cold to cool, boom. It jumps up everything, I'd say about 10 degrees. So, and with that said, watch April. April, particularly along the Bogue Banks area and south, it'll be like in 1 week, the beach water temperature will jump up 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees. So this is a wonderful time of year. It's a wonderful transition time of year. Just like the weather, the atmospheric conditions, the oceanographic conditions are changing too, radically so, and sometimes violently so. So the fishing's going to change. Here in March, we're going to start catching sea mullets out of the surf. Also puffer fish. I love puffer fish. They're great eating fish. Skates will start migrating on. The next month after that, we'll get the bluefish and the Spanish mackerel, and the king mackerel will be moving on in. So we are right on the cusp. Let's hope no more cold and snow. Get up with me, Bill Hitchcock at mail.com, Bill Hitchcock at mail.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always looking for folks to do interviews with, suggestions, ideas, topics that you would like done. Be glad to do it if we can. So just go ahead and suggest things to us. It's a great, this past weekend was fantastic. This week, weather coming up looks like it's going to be fantastic, or even the best in February. So again, fingers crossed. I'm Bill Hitchcock. Till next time, see ya.
Post your questions, comments and concerns here on YouTube, or email them directly to Bill Hitchcock at this address.